That is pure beach sand, no topsoil added, no soil replacement, no expensive landscaping. 3 products, 8 weeks. That is what grew there. The third product on that list, Scott's Miracle Grow, spent $163 million in 2012 acquiring the company that made it and pulled it from every major retail shelf within 18 months. I want to show you what they bought and why they didn't want you to have easy access to it anymore. In the summer of 2009, I got a call from a resort property manager on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Oceanfront property, 4 acres of maintained turf. The problem: the soil was essentially pure sand. Wind-driven, salt-affected, almost no organic matter. pH of 7.8. Nutrient retention near 0. Every spring they would apply fertilizer. The nutrients would leach through the sand before the grass roots could absorb them. Within 3 weeks, the lawn would fade right back to pale. They had been replacing topsoil sections every 2 to 3 years at a cost of approximately $18,000 per treatment. And starting over every time. The property manager asked me if there was another way. I called a soil scientist I knew from my days consulting with the North Carolina State University Turfgrass Extension Program. A man named Dr. Harold Merritt. Retired. 40 years in soil biology research. He said, "The answer to sandy soil is not more soil. It's the biology that makes soil function." He sent me a package 3 days later. Inside, 3 products and a handwritten instruction sheet. 8 weeks after applying that formula to the Outer Banks property, I was standing on the thickest, most uniform turf I had ever seen on a coastal sandy property. And one of those 3 products was acquired and effectively removed from residential retail access by Scott's Miracle Grow 3 years later. This is what Dr. Merritt sent me. 35 years, over 800 lawns. I have worked on every soil type from the heavy black clay of North Texas to the coral sand soils of coastal Florida. And I will tell you something that takes most homeowners years of expensive failure to understand. Sandy soil does not fail grass because it lacks nutrients. Sandy soil fails grass because it cannot hold nutrients. The particle structure of sand, large, smooth, loosely packed, creates enormous pore spaces between particles. Water moves through it rapidly, and water carries nutrients with it. Nitrogen applied to pure sand on Monday can be below the active root zone by Wednesday. You are not underfeeding the grass. You are feeding it nutrients that disappear before the roots can absorb them. Every $70 bag of fertilizer applied to sandy soil is partially wasted. Depending on the sand composition and rainfall, 30 to 60% of applied synthetic nutrients leach below the root zone before the grass can use them. The fertilizer companies know this. It's not a secret in the soil science community. What's less well known, what Dr. Merritt spent 40 years researching, is that the solution has nothing to do with applying more fertilizer or replacing the sand. The solution is rebuilding the biological and chemical infrastructure that allows the sand to hold nutrients in the first place. In 2012, Scott's Miracle Grow Company acquired a company called Becker Underwood for approximately $163 million. Becker Underwood was one of the largest producers of biological inoculants in the United States, specifically mycorrhizal fungi products. Mycorrhizal fungi are the organisms at the center of Dr. Merritt's 3-product formula. I'll explain exactly what they are and what they do in a moment. The acquisition was reported in trade publications as a strategic move to expand Scott's biological product portfolio. What happened after the acquisition? Within 18 months, the concentrated high-potency mycorrhizal inoculant products that Becker Underwood had been producing for the residential lawn and garden market were reformulated, diluted, or discontinued entirely. The professional-grade mycorrhizal products, the ones with the concentration levels that Dr. Merritt's formula required, became increasingly difficult for homeowners to find in retail stores. They remained available through professional agricultural suppliers, through specialty biological product distributors, through the commercial turfgrass market. Not at Home Depot, not at Lowe's, not at the garden center. A $163 million acquisition, a reformulated product line, and the most effective tool for growing grass in sandy soil, quietly removed from the shelf where homeowners shop. Now, you can still find quality mycorrhizal fungi products. I'll tell you exactly where and exactly what to look for. But first, you need to understand why mycorrhizal fungi is the most important organism in Dr. Merritt's formula, and why synthetic fertilizer cannot do what it does, at any price. Dr. Merritt's formula has 3 components. Each one addresses a different failure point in sandy soil. Product 1. Mycorrhizal fungi inoculant. Mycorrhizal fungi are a group of beneficial fungi that form symbiotic relationships with the roots of grass plants. Here is what happens when mycorrhizal fungi colonize a grass root. The fungi extend microscopic filaments, called hyphae, outward from the root surface. These hyphae penetrate soil particles and pore spaces that are too small for roots to enter. The effective root system of a mycorrhizally colonized grass plant is 100 to 1,000 times larger than the root alone. In sandy soil, where nutrients leach rapidly, this extended network intercepts nutrients before they drop below the root zone. The fungi absorb phosphorus, zinc, copper, and micronutrients from the sand particles themselves and deliver them directly to the root. In exchange, the grass root provides the fungi with carbon compounds from photosynthesis. A genuinely symbiotic relationship. Both organisms benefit. In healthy natural soil, mycorrhizal fungi are present everywhere. In heavily fertilized, repeatedly disturbed, or synthetic input-dependent soil, mycorrhizal populations are dramatically reduced. The salt in synthetic fertilizers suppresses mycorrhizal colonization. Synthetic phosphorus, present in nearly every commercial fertilizer, actually signals the grass root to stop forming mycorrhizal associations. Because why form an association to find phosphorus when phosphorus is being poured from a bag? This is the trap. Synthetic fertilizer makes your grass dependent on synthetic inputs by eliminating its natural nutrient acquisition system. Mycorrhizal inoculant rebuilds what the bag programs destroyed. Product 2. Liquid humic acid. Sandy soil fails to hold nutrients because it lacks what soil scientists call cation exchange capacity, or CEC. CEC is the soil's ability to hold positively charged nutrient ions, calcium, magnesium, potassium, ammonium, and release them slowly to plant roots. Clay soil has high CEC. It holds nutrients well. Sandy soil has almost zero CEC. Nutrients pass right through. Humic acid, derived from decomposed organic matter, is one of the most powerful CEC builders available. When applied to sandy soil, humic acid molecules attach to sand particles and create what are essentially nutrient-holding sites on the particle surface. Where there was nothing to grab onto, now there are binding sites that hold calcium, potassium, magnesium in the active root zone. Liquid humic acid applied monthly to sandy soil measurably increases CEC within a single growing season. By season 2, the sand is holding nutrients at a fraction of the rate it was losing them before. North Carolina State University soil chemistry research documented a 40% increase in CEC in sandy coastal soils treated with liquid humic acid over a single growing season. Dr. Merritt's own research, published in the Journal of Soil and Water Conservation in 2004, confirmed the same pattern across multiple soil types. Product 3. Biochar. Biochar is charcoal produced through pyrolysis, heating organic matter in a low-oxygen environment. The result is a highly porous carbon structure with an extraordinary surface area. 1 gram of quality biochar has a surface area of approximately 300 to 500 square meters. Compare that to the near-zero surface area of a sand grain. When biochar is worked into sandy soil, it creates permanent pore structure that holds both water and nutrients. It provides habitat for the mycorrhizal fungi, a place to colonize. It holds the humic acid molecules in place rather than letting them leach. And critically, unlike organic matter, biochar does not decompose. It remains in the soil for hundreds of years. A one-time biochar application to sandy soil permanently improves its water and nutrient retention. Every application of every other product you put on that soil afterward works better because the biochar is holding it in the root zone. Together, mycorrhizal fungi extend the root system. Humic acid creates nutrient binding sites. Biochar holds the structure in place permanently. 3 products, 3 mechanisms. a complete biological rehabilitation of soil that synthetic fertilizer cannot approach at any price. Here is exactly what to look for and where to find it. Product 1. Mycorrhizal Fungi Inoculant. What to look for on the label? Species listed: Glomus intraradices or Rhizophagus irregularis. These are the species documented to colonize grass roots. Propagule count: minimum 50 propagules per gram. Higher is better. This is the concentration metric. Brands I have used: Myco-Apply Soluble, Mycorrhizal Applications Inc., professional grade. Available online through specialty horticulture suppliers. Approximately $18 to $25 for enough to treat 5,000 square feet. Plant Success Organics. Available on Amazon. Slightly lower concentration but accessible and effective. Approximately $15 for 4 ounces. What to avoid: any product labeled simply mycorrhizal without a propagule count. Scott's reformulated biological products, concentration too low for results. Product 2. Liquid humic acid. Any liquid humic acid product with a minimum 12% humic acid content. Brands: Down-to-Earth Liquid Humic Acid, General Organics BioRoot. Available at garden centers and online. Approximately $14 to $18 per quart. Application rate: 1 to 2 ounces per gallon of water. Applied via hose end sprayer monthly. Growing season only. Product 3. Biochar. Look for horticultural grade biochar, particle size 1 to 5 millimeters. Not barbecue charcoal, not activated charcoal. Biochar specifically. Brands: Wakefield Biochar, Carbon Gold. Available on Amazon and specialty garden suppliers. Approximately $20 to $25 for a 1-gallon bag, enough for 100 square feet worked in. This is the one-time soil amendment. You apply it once. It stays. It works for decades. The sequence matters. Here is exactly how Dr. Merritt specified it. Step 1. Biochar incorporation. One time only. Apply at 1 pound per 10 square feet. Work into the top 4 inches of the sandy soil. This is soil preparation, done once before seeding or in spring. Use a garden fork or tiller. Rake smooth. Water thoroughly to settle. On an established lawn, core aerate first. Then spread biochar over the surface. The aerator cores will work it down as they break apart. This is the no-till biochar incorporation method for established turf. Less effective than full incorporation, but meaningful results in one season. Step 2. Mycorrhizal inoculant application. At seeding or spring activation. For new seeding, mix granular mycorrhizal inoculant directly with seed before spreading. 1 tablespoon per pound of seed. Shake together in a bag. Apply immediately. Contact between spore and germinating seed is the activation point. Delay between mixing and applying reduces colonization. For established lawns, dissolve water-soluble mycorrhizal product in water. Apply through hose end sprayer to existing turf. Core aerate within 24 hours of application. The spores need to reach the root zone to colonize. Without aeration on established turf, the spores sit on the surface and never reach active roots. Step 3. Liquid humic acid. Monthly through growing season. 1 to 2 ounces per gallon of water. Hose end sprayer. Apply in the morning. Same biological absorption window as every liquid treatment. Before 8:30 a.m. 2-hour no water window after application. Begin in early spring when soil temperature reaches 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Apply every 4 weeks through October. The full sequence on the Outer Banks property. Week 1. Biochar incorporated via core aerator. Heavy watering to settle. Week 2. Mycorrhizal inoculant applied, second aeration pass. Week 2, Day 3. First humic acid application. Month 2. Second humic acid application. Month 2, Week 3. First visual confirmation of improved density. Week 8. What you saw in the opening shot. Month 6. Turf indistinguishable from a soil-based lawn. Year 2. Property manager canceled annual topsoil replacement program. Savings: $18,000 per year. Ongoing. Honest expectations. What Dr. Merritt told me to expect, and what actually happened at the Outer Banks. Weeks 1 to 3. No visible change on the surface. Mycorrhizal colonization is occurring underground. Biochar is beginning to create water and nutrient retention. Humic acid is building CEC on sand particle surfaces. All invisible, all critical. Week 4 to 6. Color begins to hold longer after fertilizer or organic input applications. Watering frequency can be reduced, the sand is holding moisture better. First measurable improvement in nutrient retention. Week 6 to 8. Visible density improvement. Grass filling in more uniformly. The extended mycorrhizal root network is now fully active, accessing nutrients and moisture from a dramatically larger soil volume. This is the visible turning point. Month 3. Fertilizer applications, if you still use them, are visibly more effective and longer lasting. The sand is holding them in the root zone. Year 1 complete. A fundamentally different soil. Not because you added soil, because you added the biology and chemistry that makes sandy particles function like rich loam. Year 2. The biochar is permanent. The mycorrhizal network is established and self-sustaining. Humic acid maintenance continues monthly. It's the ongoing feed. The Outer Banks property has not needed topsoil replacement in 14 years. One thing worth noting about sandy soil lawns specifically. The weed pressure on sandy soil is different from clay or loam lawns. Sandy soil warms faster in spring, which means crabgrass germinates earlier. It also drains faster, which creates the stressed, thin turf that weed seeds exploit most aggressively. 4 mistakes, all common on the first application. Mistake 1. Using barbecue charcoal instead of biochar. Completely different product. Barbecue charcoal contains binding agents and chemical additives that are toxic to soil biology. Horticultural biochar only. Read the label. Mistake 2. Skipping the aeration step for mycorrhizal application on established lawns. The spores must reach the root zone. Without aeration on established turf, they sit on the thatch layer and never colonize. Aerate within 24 hours of application. Non-negotiable. Mistake 3. Applying synthetic phosphorus fertilizer at the same time. High phosphorus signals the grass root to terminate mycorrhizal associations. If you apply a standard NPK fertilizer alongside the mycorrhizal inoculant, you are actively preventing colonization. Wait at least 3 weeks after inoculant application before any synthetic fertilizer. Better, switch to the organic feeding methods from previous videos and drop synthetic inputs entirely. Mistake 4. Judging results at week 2. This is a biological system. It builds. Week 2 looks like nothing happened. Week 8 is where you call me and say you can't believe it. Commit to the full season before evaluating. That is what Dr. Harold Merritt sent me in a package from his Raleigh, North Carolina home in 2009. 3 products, a handwritten instruction sheet, and a note at the bottom that read, "The sand is not the problem. The sand has always been there. The problem is we stopped feeding what makes soil work. Mycorrhizal fungi inoculant, liquid humic acid, horticultural biochar, one-time biochar incorporation, monthly humic acid application, mycorrhizal inoculant at seeding or spring activation. Trust me on this one. The sand is not the problem. Go find the biology. See you in the next one.